Good morning, one and all. Myself, Sachin Rajadeksh, lecturer in physics, Government Polytechnic Malvan, and as we all know, we are going through this deadly COVID-19 pandemic, and that is why everyone is forced to go through these online courses these days. So basically, because of this COVID-19 situation, we are unable to conduct these regular classes, and that is why it is mandatory for everyone now to go for the online courses, and that is why there is I have made a very small attempt on my part to deliver the lectures in online mode to the best of my ability. And if there are any suggestions, they are most welcome. You please give your suggestions so that I can improve next time. So let me just start. So the subject is basic science. And in that there are two sections. One is physics and other is chemistry. So I'm basically taking physics. Okay, so what is physics basically? See, anything that we do in our daily lives, physics is associated with it. Say now, suppose if I say now we are here in Kumbar Math Malvan. Now say if I ask you to walk for 2 kilometers, say someone may walk that distance in, say, 15 minutes, someone may take 20 minutes, someone may take 25 minutes. So see, every person is taking different amount of time to cover the same distance of 2 kilometers. So what do you conclude from this basically? You can say that, suppose if you have three fellows, A, B and C. Now say person A covers, if all of them are asked to cover the distance of say 2 kilometers, say person A covers the distance in say 15 minutes, B covers the same distance in say 20 minutes, and say C covers the same distance in 25 minutes. So I can clearly see that the person A covers the distance in least time, and person C takes maximum time to cover the same distance of 2 kilometers. So what can I say? Person A is the quickest and person C is the slowest. So what do these terms slowest and quickest imply? They imply that, in other words, the speed of A is the greatest, and the speed of C, the person who takes least time has the greatest speed, and the person who takes maximum time to cover that distance has the least speed, or in other words, he is the slowest. So here physics is involved basically. Here you are saying who is quickest and who is slowest in terms of the speed of each and every person. The one who has greater speed, he is taking lesser time. The one who has least speed, he is taking the maximum time. So here the quantity of speed or velocity is associated. So here physics comes. One term that we come across here is velocity. The other is this distance of 2 kilometers. Every person A, B, C is covering a distance of 2 kilometers. So this is distance, this is speed or velocity. So I can give you n number of examples like this in our daily lives. So in every aspect of life, I can say physics is involved, and that is why, say, now you are engineering students, so you'll you'll study all the engineering subjects in detail as you go along in your engineering life. That is quite clear, that is quite obvious, but physics is the base. It is a core subject without which you cannot proceed. So you have to be well versed with all the concepts of physics, and then only you can study your technical, your engineering subjects with greater efficiency. So yes, science is of utmost importance. So I request all of you to pay utmost attention to these subjects, so that it will become easier for you in the later half of your studies. Okay, so let me just start. The topic is, the subject is basic science, physics. It is like this. There are 3 units. You have 3 of physics, 3 of chemistry. The examination structure and everything will be the same in chemistry as it is in physics. So there are 3 units. The theory paper will be of 35 marks. Theory paper will be of 35 marks, 35 marks for physics, 35 marks for chemistry. So total theory paper is of 70 marks. Okay, and as I said earlier, you have 3 units of physics, 3 units of chemistry. Okay, so exactly, the examination pattern, and this is an objective paper. Chemistry also is going to be an objective paper. So yeah, it's very much similar. So let me just start now, basically what this curriculum is all about and what we are going to deal with. Okay, so yeah, please. So the first unit that we are going to deal with here is units and measurements. So I'm doing this recording at home, so there are certain limitations. So please bear with me, and in case you have any doubts, please feel free to ask those doubts, and your suggestions are most welcome, so that I can improve next time. Yeah. So let us start. So basically, what is a physical quantity? So what is a physical quantity to start with? Okay. So physical quantity means what? Anything that we measure can be termed as a physical quantity. I'll just explain it. Yeah. So just to say, anything that we measure can be termed as a physical quantity, whatever we measure. Say, now suppose the example that I've given you just now, say A, B, C are the 3 persons who are made to cover a distance of 2 kilometers. So here the 2 kilometers is basically the distance, or it is the length. So it is a physical quantity. Okay. So you can give any number of examples, like say length. In this particular case, it is the length, right? If say you're asked to go to the shop and buy say 1 kg of sugar, yeah, so that, say if you're asked to buy say 1 kilogram of sugar, so what does this 1 kilogram indicate? See, you are asking for 1 kilogram of sugar, so you will get 1 kilogram of sugar only. No, that shopkeeper will never give you 2 kg of sugar. So he has to measure it. He'll weigh that sugar using the weighing machine, and he'll pack it and give it to you. So that 1 kg, what does it indicate? Say it is the mass. लक्षात घ्या, लेंथ म्हणजे मराठीत आपण लांबी जी म्हणतो दॅट इज लेंथ, मास म्हणजे वस्तुमान जे मराठीत म्हणतो ते दॅट इज मास. ओके, म्हणजे मराठीत जर सांगायचं म्हटलं तर फिजिकल क्वांटिटी म्हणजे जे काही आपण मोजतो, एनिथिंग दॅट वी मेजर, काहीही असो, मग ती लांबी, रुंदी, उंची, लेंथ, ब्रेथ, हाईट, मास, वेट, whatever it may be, everything is termed as a physical quantity. Okay, so you have length, you have mass, you have area, you have what, volume. Yeah, suppose now you are sitting in a classroom. Suppose I'm teaching over here and you 60 students are listening to me. Now this particular classroom has a definite length, it has a definite breadth, and it has a definite height. So if it has a length and breadth, naturally it will have area, and if it has third dimension, that is height also, it will have volume, obviously. So see, it's not that every room will have same area and same volume. Say smaller room will have smaller area, smaller volume. If you have a comparatively bigger room, it will have greater area and greater volume. जे जी काय वर्गखोली असेल त्या वर्गखोलीच्या लांबी, रुंदी, उंचीनुसार त्याची एरिया आणि व्हॉल्यूम हे बदलत जाणार, राईट. सो बेसिकली ऑल दिस थिंग्स, यू हॅव लेंथ, यू हॅव मास, यू हॅव एरिया, यू हॅव व्हॉल्यूम, ऑल दीज आर टर्म्ड ॲज फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज, राईट. You can give n number of examples. Now as I just explained in this previous case, you had three people A, B, C covering a distance of 2 kilometers in different times. So here the quantity that you measured was speed. Then you have acceleration. मराठीत आपण त्वरण जे म्हणतो. Where is it? So basically I can give you n number of examples of physical quantities. So anything that you measure. Yeah. Now suppose if the bus is moving, say, from Malvan to Kudar. If it is moving from Malvan to Kudar, this distance is of, say, what, 28 kilometers. So basically this is the length. Malvan to Kudar, a distance of 28 kilometers is the length that you are measuring over there. The bus starts from Malvan, reaches Kudar. During its journey, it covers a length of 28 kilometers. So this is the physical quantity under consideration over here. इकडे जी physical quantity आपण मोजतोय, that is nothing but this length. Okay, so yeah, basically now suppose if I say I'm sitting in a room. Yeah. Yeah, I am sitting in a room of what, say, in any example you may give 10 by 8 by 5, yeah, of this dimension, 10 meters by 8 meters by 5 meters. So this 10 meters, as a convention, this indicates length, this indicates breadth, and this indicates the height. So how will you find the area of this room in that case? So area of the room will be given by length into breadth, that is 10 meters into 8 meters, that is 80 meter square. Or how will you find the volume of this room? So it is nothing but length into breadth into height, that is 10 meters into 8 meters into 5 meters. So it will amount to what? It will amount to 400 meter into meter into meter, that is meter cube. So basically, if you are given the dimensions of a room, that is length, breadth and height of a room, you can easily find its area, you can find its volume also. So all these things that you are measuring, these are what are termed as physical quantities. You have length, you have mass. From the length you can find area, you can find volume, you have speed, acceleration. All these are termed as physical quantity. Yeah. So I hope you have understood, you have got some fair idea of what this physical quantity is all about. In short, anything that we measure, मराठीत आपण जे काही मोजतो, anything that we measure is what is termed as a physical quantity. Now what are the types of physical quantities and how they are measured and all those things we will discuss as we go along. So yeah, I hope you understood this. Let us move on now. Yeah. So basically, physical quantity is divided into two types. One is a fundamental quantity, another is a derived quantity. Yeah, one is a fundamental quantity, other is a derived quantity. What is fundamental? Yeah, फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी म्हणजे मराठीत आपण ज्या मूलभूत राशी ज्या म्हणतो, क्वांटिटी म्हणजे राशी, फंडामेंटल म्हणजे मूलभूत. फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी म्हणजे मूलभूत राशी. सी आय जस्ट एक्सप्लेन. आणि डिराइव्ड, टू डिराइव्ह म्हणजे मिळवणे. टू डिराइव्हचा अर्थ मिळवणे. फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी पासून मिळवलेल्या ज्या आहेत त्या म्हणजे डिराइव्ड क्वांटिटी. डिराइव्ड क्वांटिटीचा अर्थ the quantities which are dependent upon the fundamental quantities. फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटीवर अवलंबून असलेल्या त्या म्हणजे derived quantities. आणि फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटीज म्हणजे मूलभूत राशी ज्या कशावरही अवलंबून आहेत, ज्यांची मोजणी, the measurement of fundamental quantity is not dependent upon any other quantity. So the quantities which are totally independent, those are fundamental quantities, basic quantities you can say. Okay, right. So here we are now, right? Now what are fundamental and what are derived? Let us just discuss this one by one. Yeah. So let me just start with what are fundamental quantities. Yeah. These are the quantities which are not dependent upon any other quantity for their measurement. I repeat, these are the quantities which are not dependent upon any other quantity for their measurement. Those are fundamental quantities, right? Now what are the examples? परत सांगतो, फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी म्हणजे मूलभूत राशी. मूलभूत म्हणजे ज्या दुसऱ्या कशावरही अवलंबून नाहीत त्या म्हणजे मूलभूत. त्याला आपण इंग्लिशमध्ये फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी असं म्हणतो. Now these are certain specific quantities. Now for example, you may take length. Length, mass, time. See, there are 7 fundamental quantities to start with, but just these are the 3 most important ones. Now let me just explain how these are independent of other. Suppose I'll just take the same example. Now suppose if you are traveling from say Malvan to Kudar, a distance of say 28 kilometers. Now basically your starting point is Malvan, end point is Kudar. The bus is stopping at Kudar. You start the measurement over here and end it over here. You just go on measuring one by one kilometer, and finally you reach Kudar and the total distance turns out to be 28 kilometers. right? Now this measurement of 28 kilometers, obviously you measured length here. Malvan to Kutara is the length of 28 kilometers. ही लेंथ है 28 किलोमीटर्सची ही लांबी आहे. तर ही 28 किलोमीटर्स ही जी लेंथ आहे, ही लेंथ मेजर करण्यासाठी तुम्हाला दुसऱ्या कुठल्याही क्वांटिटीची गरज नाही. यू डू नॉट रिक्वायर anything else to measure this length of 28 kilometers. It's as simple as that. हे 28 किलोमीटर अंतर आहे हे मोजण्यासाठी तुम्हाला दुसऱ्या कुठल्याही क्वांटिटीची, दुसऱ्या कुठल्याही राशीची गरज नाही. थोडक्यात ही जी लेंथ आहे, दिस लेंथ इज टोटली independent, or it is not, in other words, it is not dependent upon anything, and that is why you call it as a fundamental quantity. Other example that I may give, say you have this length, say A to B. Your teacher asks you to draw a length AB, okay, and then you take the scale and measure this, isn't it? Say this turns out to be 5 centimeters. So basically you do not, I mean, this length of 5 centimeters, someone may draw a length of say 10 centimeters, someone may draw a length of 15 centimeters, whatever its length be, whatever be the value of it. See, the length is not dependent upon anything else. It is purely, you take a scale, you measure that as starting point to end point distance, the matter is over. So basically you do not require anything else to measure this length. You do not require any other quantity to measure this, and that is why you call it as a fundamental quantity. So length is a fundamental quantity, mass is a fundamental quantity. Now say I give you the example. Say I'll just recap once more over here. This very example I give you, 1 kg of sugar. 1 kg of sugar, you go to say you go to the shopkeeper and